Welcome back to the Mini Machine Shop. Originally I was going to call this the Man Cave, but it just kind of didn't seem right. So today I'm going to show you a little bit about the mini mill, what I did to modify it, get it running, and so on. Starting at the top, this is the little machine shop pulley system, pulley and belt, and that makes one big difference. The noise from the gears was just ridiculous, and it was bouncing around, and it was, I think, making an impression on the surface, the difference on the surface. Going to the pulleys is just, it's day and night, beautiful and quiet. So that was the first modification that I really recommend. The second was on the quill here, going up and down. This is the Grizzly, and the Grizzly comes with this big spring thing on the side that's just really does not balance very well. So I had seen on the internet somebody that had pistons. Where are they? I got two of them down here. Constant force pistons. And whatever they rated, I forgot because it was a longer time ago, but the website said something like 30 pounds or something like that. Whatever it was, I did buy that, and that's these, and it's not strong enough to really control this. So what I did was, there's two pistons in there mounted this way. I've got an aluminum plate on the top, which they screw, both of them screw into. And then this, you can turn this actually, and I've got another plate on the bottom which these are screwed into. And then there's a steel cable with a set screw. Comes up, comes over out here. I made two pulleys, and at the end of this video I'll bring the camera over so you can see more of the detail. But there's two pulleys I made on the plate, and it comes down, and I just used I think they used an existing hole that was in the head here to do another screw with a hole in it, and a couple of set screws to hold it. And this made one big difference. You can just easily go up and down all the way. So I wish I could remember for you what the strength of these pistons were. So that was the second mod. What else did I do? Recently I just picked up this vise, and this is a beautiful vise. Originally I had bought this. Forgot where it came from, but it was all loose and crooked as all get out. So I wound up playing with it, straightening it out, and cutting with the end mill, because when you tighten this down, this part lifts up, and so your part's crooked by definition. So I wound up cutting two grooves in this at the same time. I put something down in there, clamped it, and then ran a carbide end mill through there. And I was using this for a long time. And it worked pretty good, but when I saw this and got this off of Amazon, oh my, what a big difference, because even the sound of cutting is completely different with it. So I can see why all the big machine shops are using Kurtz and things like that. And I indicated this is absolutely flat. There is no movement on the surface, on anything. It's just beautiful. So that was a recent addition. And the other thing I did on Amazon, they have LED ring lights that I ran the wire back through and capped in. And I was hoping it would give me more light down here. The first one, do I have it available? The first one I bought was too small, so the light didn't pass the check. And then I went, I went and ordered a larger one. And it still doesn't do anything, but it looks killer. So to get light, my wife went and got this for me. This is an IKEA. And these like $5 or $6 LEDs, and it really works nice because I can put the light wherever I want on it. The back piece is just regular particle board. That was something I did trying to do chip control, and it's kind of dumb, I know, having carpeting here on an end mill because the chips go in the carpeting, and you got to vacuum for like 3 days to get it all out. What other mod? I remember, yeah, this broke a long time ago. Click on it, but it doesn't matter. You know, it's off. And I don't know why they have an extra on-off switch. device, extra safety features. Well, oh, I did the DRO package quite a while ago, and they were really nice. I like that a lot for the accuracy. But I was having a lot of problems with the Z-axis. Numbers would be fine, you'd go up a few thousandths, this, all of a sudden, it went like 3 inches. And I wrote it off to vibrations. And I tried to see what I could do to minimize vibrations. I changed the angle of the sensor. Here it was mounted this way, now it's mounted this way. And no matter what I did, it didn't work. And I looked at other setups on YouTube and website pictures of what people did with the same DRO, the iGauge set. And they weren't having a problem. So I finally took the actual sensor piece apart. I opened it up and I realized what they did was there was a teeny wire that they put over the hole where the screw went to close the case. And they severed the wire in half, and that's what was intermittently causing increments in the reading due to vibration. Once they soldered that wire together and moved it out of the way, DRO has been rock solid. So it's happy to know that these units aren't really susceptible to vibration, which is kind of surprising because they'll go a half a thousandth in measurement. So you'd think that vibration in this head or whatever moving around would start causing it to go through, back, and all of a sudden you got an incorrect reading. Oh yeah, in this guy, there's a buckle in here, the classic U-shaped buckle. It had a lot of play in it, tremendous amount, and I didn't like that, so I wound up opening it up, pulling it all apart, and just put it in the vise, squeeze it together, do whatever you can do to try to get it tighter, and that worked out real nice. Anything else did I do? Oh yeah, the rubber here already cracked. So I went to Grizzly and ordered that. And afterwards you look at some of the bigger ones and they just have a piece of flat plastic or leather in the back. So the next time this gives out, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to replace this with, Walmart sells this really nice plastic sheeting, Mylar. It's thick and it's really clear, it's nice. So I would go to Walmart and I'm just going to put that in there next time. Anything else I did? Well, I put the light switch back here. I guess you already saw me do that. Knobs, I didn't like all our junky knobs, so went on the lathe and just turned some nice knobs here out of aluminum. The finish, I'll get into that. Oh, the one's loose. I'll get into the finishes and how I do that in another video. But yeah, that's really nice. I like doing like the screws and that stuff, and it's nice and smooth too. So it feels good when you're working with the machine. Anything? Oh yeah, I made knobs for this too. I don't like their plastic knobs. So made aluminum. I wish it wouldn't rattle out because I've seen that in the other videos. So I might redo these with bearings or something. They're cheap enough from Amazon. And I did buy one of these guys for air to keep things cool. And I have a quick disconnect for the compressor up there so I can fill up the tank and just run it down here. And I've got a little valve on this guy too, so I can control the airflow. I think that's everything that I did to this guy. I know I did play with the Gibbs and stuff, and I didn't have that many problems with it like I did the lathe, so I didn't have to lap anything or do anything. Oh yeah. I did trim it, adjust it for the angle and stuff. There's a big nut in the back, and I wish there was an easier way to do it, a fine adjust, but there isn't anything that I could figure out to make to do it. So you wind up just kind of loosening the nut, and then you tap back and forth while you've got a dial indicator on it to make sure it's that way. But there is no adjustment for forward and back. And so what I did was I bought a giant steel bar, which is, how big is this? Get the glasses out. It is 1.5 inches wide by, what is that, 1/2 inch thick, and pretty tall too, 12 inches long. And what it's doing is the big bolt that's in the back, the bar goes on top of it, and there's a screw up here and a screw down here, and by tightening those screws you can pull the head back while you have a dial indicator on there to get it square that way. So, and that seemed to be solid too, because I thought maybe over time the strength would start bending just a little bit, so you'd have to tweak it until eventually you got to the point where you didn't have to do it anymore. No, I only set it up once and it stayed absolutely put. So I guess I'll bring the camera over here and just give you a close-up of some of this stuff. Alright, let's see, undo this. Alright, so there's the vise, and if I can get the light underneath there, you can see the lights up there, and my weird mount for the light. Oh, and here's the top part, and then the bar that's on the back. I hope that's showing it. Yeah, it looks like it's showing it. And the DROs just mounted there, and there's a DRO back behind here. Real easy to set up with some plastic on it to keep it from on the DRO down here. And this was easy. I don't know if you can see what's attaching it to the actual slide, but that's a piece of not sheet metal, that band stuff that they used for shipping things. That's cut and bent just so perfectly. And there's the Z-axis. So that's about it for today, folks. I'll see you again later. Bye.